screen. I think I'll start here. And we will jump into our topic tonight, which is a really fun topic. I really like talking about teaching pronunciation. It's all the skills are fun, but there's so many fun things you can do with pronunciation. So we're going to be talking about pronunciation tonight. And remember, we've talked about speaking and listening. So taking a look back from the listening session, and we'll just wait for a second so we get that person muted. Whoever just is on. Esther needs to mute. I don't know who else. Okay, thank you. So quick recap from the listening session that we just had. So we talked about how listening skills are actually very active. Listening isn't passive. Listening takes a lot of attention, a lot of you said. We also talked about how we need to plan listening activities a lot more than we do because we listen a lot in real life. So we should mirror that, reflect that in our teaching and our planning. We want to think about a variety of listening activities, things that involve listening for little details and also listening for big ideas. We talked about all the places you can find listening materials. You don't ever need to wait for your workbook, your class textbooks to give you listening, because there's listening, just songs, videos, podcasts. There's so much listening out there that you can take and use. And also, students can make audio. There are a lot of tools like WhatsApp. Students can record audio that can become material for listening, right? So we're kind of remembering, okay, what happened last time? Where were we? So let's take a look now, and we're going to try something now. In a minute, I'm going to unmute you, everybody. I know I'm crazy. I'm trying this again. But we've learned a lot, right? When we say stop or we say mute, you're going to mute. Otherwise, my co-teachers are also just going to mute everybody. So that's also going to help, okay? But this is how it's going to work. We're actually going to sing happy birthday. And we're going to try to pronounce it so it doesn't sound like happy beer day, okay? Because we're not having beer. This isn't beer. This is Diet Coke, okay? I promise I'm not drinking beer while I'm teaching you. So we're going to be looking at a fun tool that you can use to get students to vocalize. But what I need you to do is be ready to go on to the mute when I say so. First thing, though, is open your chat. Does anybody here have a birthday today? Is it anybody's birthday today in this group? Don't unmute. Just put it in the chat. Okay, put it in the chat. Is it anybody's birthday today? Okay, how about in July? I know there's some birthdays in July. Anybody have a July birthday? Who's here tonight? Tirsa, Wanda. All right. Mine was on July 5th. Okay, good. We got a lot of July birthdays here. All right. So this is for all the July birthdays, okay? So before we go on mute, I'm going to have my co-teachers, all of my co-teachers, if you could unmute, all right? And all the students, all of the rest of you teachers, just stay on mute. Okay, so we're going to sing happy birthday, and we're going to really, really pronounce the H and the TH, okay? Girls, are you ready? So only the teachers right now, my teachers, and then you teachers will go in a second, the New York teachers, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
To mute everybody.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
To you.
We can't do it.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
Happy
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
To you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Okay, stop. Please mute. Please put yourself on mute. Please put yourself on mute. Everyone. Okay, we aren't able to do that activity because we're still not able to follow the directions. Maybe you're not understanding or I'm talking too fast. I was asking for only the New York teachers to unmute, but a lot of you unmuted. So I don't think this is going to work. I'm just going to show this to you. So this is a really cool tool that you can use. And what we could try to do is maybe I can just call on, let's say, Hannah. Hannah, you unmute. Everybody else, please, please, please stay on mute. Do not unmute. Stay on mute. Okay, Hannah, how about you unmute?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Awesome. I just want to show you how this works, okay? This is a really fun tool. And you can make these bubbles. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I have a little more room. Okay. So I'm going to whisper, Hannah, and I'm going to see if I can make these move, okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Hannah, why don't you try?
Just whisper.
You can say it. I'm not sure it'll work.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Try again.
Happy birthday.
Excellent job. Woo! Okay, very good. I'm going to change it. I'm going to call on Conrado. Conrado.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm going to have you, I'm going to take this down a little bit, lots of sensitive, and I'm going to have you say it. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Keep going. You're looking good.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Excellent. All right. How about Carmen Amalia? Will you unmute, Carmen?
Yes,
All right.
I am
Okay,
here.
cool. I'm going to give you some bubbles.
Yes.
Carmen Amalia. Just Carmen Amalia. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Try it again.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Okay, good. And we'll do one more with
Happy
the
birthday.
eyeballs. How about, please mute, okay, unless I call on you, because I just don't want to make it crazy for everybody. How about, I'm going to ask Santiago Hernandez, I think it is, okay?
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Okay, there you go.
Happy birthday to you.
Keep going.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Very nice. Beautiful. Excellent. It's really bouncing around for you. Okay, we're going to stop there. I'm going to have you put your hands on. I know everybody wants to do it, and I want to have everybody do it but then everybody just won't mute afterwards. So it gets like crazy. Should we try though? I'm going to go in the chat. Are we able to try it together? Can we try this? I really think we can do this. What do you think? Should we try? Okay. All right. Let's see. Should we do the balls, emojis, bubbles, or eyeballs? What should I do? What do you think, Alia? Emojis.
I like the emojis.
Emojis. Okay, let's do the emojis. All right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. We're going to sing happy birthday to you. And then I'm going to say stop, mute. And everyone's going to go mute. And we're going to be like, boom, so good. Okay, we ready? All right. Okay, so on mute. All right. So when I say this word, mute, please. Mute, please. I mean, turn off the microphone. Okay. So if you hear me say mute, please, we're going to mute. All right. If I say stop mute, or I say turn on microphone, how's that? All right. So 1, 2, 3, turn on your microphone. Everybody, let's do this. Turn it on. Woo!
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
Happy birthday
birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Who am I saying?
Happy birthday.
We did it. We did it. Everyone, please mute. Please mute. Turn off your microphones. Turn off your microphones. Please mute. Wow, we're getting there. We're getting there. I had a lot of sweat. Okay, I'm hot, but we did it. We did it. Okay, very nice. So with your students also, it sometimes takes a little while. So this is a fun, free tool to get students to enunciate. It can also be great for the pronunciation, like, so I can make things move with some of those aspirated sounds. Okay, here we go. Woo! What is pronunciation anyway? So go to the chat, please. Go to the chat, and if you could tell me, is it A, B, C, D, E? What do you think is pronunciation focusing on when you are teaching pronunciation to your students? Okay, thank you, Kelly. Good idea. I just tried that. All right, so we're seeing, ooh, all of them. Interesting. Okay. So we have A, pronunciation is individual sounds. B, it's word stress. C, sentence stress. D, intonation. And E, word linking. And everybody is right. Everybody's 100% excellent because it is all of those. So if you chose any of those, you're right. All of those are part of teaching pronunciation. But most of us Well, we don't teach all of those things. Maybe we forget about some of them, but they're all really important. So, what do you think about this quote? Okay. Pronunciation is often overlooked in the ESL or EFL class. Many teachers just repeat words that are mispronounced. Ask students to say them again and move on with their class. What do you think about that quote? I'm going to give us just like a quiet, just put it in the chat. Any ideas you have about this quote? Maybe you agree. Maybe you agree with part of the quote. Maybe you don't agree with some of it. What do you think in terms of how pronunciation is incorporated into our classes? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Okay. All right. So we're thinking now about something that teachers do all the time. We all probably do this. We hear the students say something that is not pronounced correctly, and maybe we just say the word again. So maybe the student says beard day, and we say birthday, birthday, right? And maybe they repeat after us, birthday. And then you move on, right? We know that we do this a lot, or some of us, we don't even do that. We just say, oh, I'm going to make the student feel bad if I say that. So I don't want to say anything to them. Maybe some of you feel that way. What we're going to be talking about tonight is really making pronunciation something fun and something normal to always be working on. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to think about for a moment, how does pronunciation relate to the other skills? So you said, well, pronunciation isn't really like taught enough. We don't really spend enough time with it. So stop and think for a second. How does pronunciation fit with teaching speaking skills? Maybe that's easy to think of. How does pronunciation relate to listening skills? Maybe that's not too hard either. But what about reading and writing? Why is pronunciation important in reading and in writing also? Okay, so we're going to take a little moment to go into a breakout room. It's going to be a small room. So maybe my co-teachers, if you can put this in the chat, you're going to go to your breakout room. You're going to say, hello, my name is, introduce yourselves. Then I want you to talk about one idea of how pronunciation relates to speaking, one idea, how does it relate to listening, one idea, how does it relate to reading, and one idea of how it relates to writing. So how does pronunciation relate to each of the four skills? And some of you talked about, oh, Laura, we need more breaks. It's too much. I want to let you know, take your breaks, do whatever you need to do. But I want to also give you time, a little more time to talk to each other. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room. It's only about 4 or 5 people in your room. Please, someone be a leader. Open up the mic, say hello, everyone. What are our names? Where do we work? And what do we think? How does teaching pronunciation, or how does pronunciation relate to each of those 4 skills, like Liliana said? Okay, are we good? I'm going to give you a little more time than I usually do. Usually it's so fast, but I'm going to give you a little more time. But do not come back here. Wait Wait until I bring you back. Okay, I will give you a warning. So you're going to be in your room about 7 minutes or so. Okay, so you're going to go in your room, say hello, where do you work, and how does pronunciation relate to the 4 skills? When you see join your room, you're going to click join. Thank you. So here we go. And you are off. You probably have 5 people in your room. Great. You're doing an awesome job joining your breakout room and giving your ideas in the breakout rooms. Assign 2. And if you're having a lot of trouble with the internet, hopefully you are able to see how to join your breakout room. And if you're here, that means that you have not clicked join yet. So you want to join your breakout room. So no one should be here with me. Everyone should be in a breakout room. If you don't see the join link, look at the bottom of your screen for more, and it says breakout rooms, and you can click join. So we have a lot of people here who haven't joined yet the breakout room. So
Hi there.
hi there.
Yeah, I clicked and it didn't take me there.
Okay, then I would come out of the Zoom and come back in, because you should be in there if you're clicking join.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So we got a whole lot of people in here who have not joined. You want to be able to join those breakout rooms so you can have those conversations with your colleagues if you possibly can. Okay. So Miguel Alberto, Ana Luisa, Fernando, are you able to join the breakout room? Go to the bottom of your Zoom. It says more, it says breakout room, click join. Go to the more ... breakout room, click that and you can join. Okay, so Miguel, you should have gotten a join link. Did you get one?
Hello,
Hi, Miguel.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine,
Good.
thank you. I'm from Dominican Republic.
Yes.
I am in the website here.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to join your breakout room?
Uh, when I'm speaking to the other people, it's nice.
Okay. Miguel, you need to join the breakout room. So you're going to need to find that link to click and join. If you're unable to, then just take a moment and think about the question of how pronunciation relates to the 4 skills. If you are in here and you're unable to join, or you're not on a computer, you can just think about the question that is on the screen. How does pronunciation relate to each of the 4 skills? You're welcome to write your answer there. Okay. Right. Wonderful. We're getting a smaller and smaller group here, which means that people are figuring out how to join the breakout room. So you should see a link. It says join and you click on it. If you are not able to join, just answer the question in the chat. Okay, so Miguel, Fernando, Angela, Kelpatrice, Kayla, Anuli, Levi, Esther, if you are not able to join a breakout room, please participate in the chat. Just write your answer here in the chat, okay? And that way, at least you can be kind of thinking about the question before we come back. Miguel, are you able to see the chat? Miguel, are you able to see the chat? Fernando, can you see the chat? Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. Got a couple more minutes. It looks like we still have a few people who never joined the breakout room and also are not typing in the chat. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on for you. I know Fernando says he's having some trouble. Miguel, are you a teacher? All right, I'm going to close the rooms now, and everyone will be back in about a minute. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Wendy, I'm going to call on you, okay?
Yeah.
Is that going to be cool? How about Paloma? Paloma, will you be able to say something?
Yeah.
Paloma Feliz? As well? Okay, great. So, wonderful. So everybody's coming back into the room, and we're going to just start sharing a few of the thoughts that you had. So if you have any ideas about how pronunciation might relate to speaking or listening or reading or writing, raise your hand and I'm going to try to call on a few people. I'm going to start with Wendy. I'm not sure, Paloma, if you wanted to participate, so you let me know. You can raise your hand if you do. Wendy,
This is me. Can you hear me?
About pronunciation. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
I was with my partners, Kenya, Ignacia, and we talking about the skill pronunciation, the pronunciation skill that we use in the classroom. Ignacia was giving an example with the students that she teach the students with. She correct the student that doing like an intonation. For example, they say good afternoon, and she say afternoon, because the student repeated and repeated until they can pronounce perfectly. And we talk about that the four skills are connect. If you have good pronunciation, you can speak. If you can speak, you can read, and then you can write. It's like when you read in Spanish, when you read a lot of books, you can speak, you can write, and you can listen, and you have a good pronunciation.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you talked about an activity, but you connected all the four skills into pronunciation, that in order to do one, you're then more able to do some of the others. Thank you so much, Wendy. I'm going to call on Juan Jimenez. Juan, if you want to unmute and share any ideas you had of why or how pronunciation relates to these different skills.
Oh, yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Laura. I was working with my group, and we all agree that all four skills are connected, but depending on the strategy I want to work with, or that I want to reinforce, and also depending on if I want to work on the strategy individually or as a group. Roque showed some expressions or examples, like, for example, on speaking, and also in order to work both speaking and writing, and also for listening, perhaps listening a song in order to work with the song and to have a better pronunciation of each word or sentences. Like we basically all agree with how everything can be connected and also the use we can have with more than one strategy that we want to work with the guys there. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Juan. And so you're talking also about how when you work with pronunciation, let's say as a speaking skill, it can serve to help in those other areas. I want to hear a little more, not activities, but why. Why do you need to know how to pronounce a word in order to read it or to write it? Okay, so Carlos Gomez, what do you want to share?
Hello, everybody. Carlos Gomez here from the Dominican Republic, Uruguay City. I in my group about Melissa, Kenya, and Ruth. We were speaking about the pronunciation. It's very different because we have a lot of problem in the Dominican Republic with the teacher. For example, you know that in our country, some teachers about the basic school and the high school don't not a lot of pronunciation. And it's depend of the characteristic of them. For example, when I live in San Francisco City, here in the Dominican Republic, I have a friend teacher, is Spanish teacher, that have a book, and he was the principal of that school. And when he has a book, and he said that a student, hey student, I write the ello. I don't know if some partner know about the ello. Some he said no, ello. He said hello. It's hello.
Oh.
No, ello. It's a yellow book. It's a yellow book, and that is very important that you know about the exactly pronunciation and say about the hello, the write the hello. Don't ello. Okay, we know about this. It's very important to listen more good pronunciation about the people that know exactly and different things that. Thank you.
Yeah, so it sounds like you had a teacher who knew the kinds of pronunciation challenges of a Spanish speaker and is looking at the English language with a Spanish pronunciation, which relates to being able to read it, also to write it. I know there are a lot of people with hands up. I just love you all. You're the best. And I just wish we were together in a room and we could just talk all day and I could hear everybody's ideas. If you have something you really definitely want to share, connecting pronunciation, if you can put it in the chat so everyone has a chance to see your idea. And I'm so sorry, I'm going to continue on. I wanted to start with just the big idea of why. I can give you pronunciation activities and I'm about to do that. But I think it's important when we said a minute ago, we don't spend much time on pronunciation, you know, and it's important to remember why we need to, why it's important, not just to have, you know, a bunch of activities, but to understand the principles, why pronunciation is so central. I can't say a word if I can't hear it. If I hear beer day, I'm going to say beer day. I'm going to write beer day. And when I see birthday in a book, I won't recognize it. So pronunciation is a tool for literacy, for students to be able to understand what they're reading and be able to write it well. It's not about spelling, but it is understanding the parts of a word. It's also about comprehension. I can get more English when I am understandable. So if I'm trying to learn Spanish and I'm talking with Ronnie Rosario and he no comprende nada de lo que estoy diciendo, okay, then no podemos seguir with a conversation, because if he doesn't understand me, he can't continue. And you want your students to be comprehensible so that people will interact with them and their language will grow and grow. It's not about accent. Remember, we said accents are beautiful. English, there's so many accents in English. I could be from London, Australia, Singapore, Jamaica. I will have a different sound to my English than I do here where I grew up. But you understand me because of my pronunciation. So these are some of the rules that I use when I am planning a pronunciation activity. We had these for speaking and for listening. I call them Lauda's principles. These are how I think about planning. Number one, you have to make it funny and fun, because you're going to make faces, you're going to stick out your tongue, you're going to look a little silly, a little stupid, because you're trying things out with pronunciation. That has to be normal. That has to be okay. Normalize. Make it okay to make faces. Okay. Number two, they don't have to be complicated. Pronunciation can be repetitive, very simple, and very effective. Think about the beginning of your class or the end of your class or in the middle where students are getting a little tired. Those are good times for quick pronunciation activities. They feel like a game. Number three, think about when you do pronunciation, the listening, the receptive side, discerning or discriminating sounds, and the speaking, the productive or the making of the sound. A lot of times we spend on the speaking, all the students, you have 50 students and they're all speaking, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. But they're not improving because they're practicing a pronunciation that isn't correct. So make sure that you're spending time with listening. Is it happy birthday or happy beer day? Which one is it? Training the ear will help them with the production. Okay, number four. If you are doing a unit like on the weather or clothing or colors, whatever your unit is, add more focus on pronunciation, because your textbook, your workbook does not do enough. Maybe there's one activity. You need a lot more practice. Number five, if you hear everyone saying happy beer day, then you want to stop and take the moment, take the opportunity. It's not about you're wrong, you're bad, embarrassing. No, it's about everyone really spending some time attending to or really listening to the language. Number six, I recommend, it sounds maybe a little whatever, but quiz. If you make a quiz or a test for pronunciation, you will teach it. When you never quiz it and you never test it, you stop teaching it. So make sure that your quizzes have a pronunciation section, so that you practice certain sounds that relate to your unit, so that it's something that you are planning all the time, keeping up the planning. All right, beautiful. Great comments in the chat. Now, when you say, yes, Lauda, I'm ready, I want to do more pronunciation, what do I do? Okay, there's 8 areas. If you're including pronunciation well in your curriculum, you're going to be focusing on voicing, linking, aspiration, syllables, mouth position, vowel length, intonation, and targeted sounds, okay? Probably some of these, or maybe all of them, are familiar to you. We're going to go through each one with a quick activity so that you kind of know what I mean, and then you can adapt it for your own students in your own situations, okay? So here we go. Let's start with voicing. Okay. In English, we have voiced sounds and voiceless sounds, okay? So when it's a voiced sound, put your hand on your throat. Everybody, put your hand on your throat, okay? If it's a voiced sound, you hear a vibration. B, D, G, J, L, M, N, Okay. If it's voiceless, you should not feel a vibration. F, K, P, S, T. Okay. So you can have students put their hand on their throat and feel it. Okay. Try this word, back, back. Do you feel it in your throat? Back, back. How about the word pack? Pack. All right. So can one of you all type those two words for me? Maybe Gali or whoever. Okay. Back and pack. Perfect. Try it. Back, pack. You should not feel a vibration with pack. All right. I'm going to put a word in the chat. Tell me, does it have a vibration or not? Okay. Tell me if it's voiced or voiceless. Try it out. Is it voice or voiceless? Very nice. Voiceless. Candy. Candy. Okay. How about this word? Try it out. Try this word. Put it in capitals. Jeans. Jeans. So you can feel that. Okay. So voicing becomes important as well for other rules of pronunciation. And that is something fun and easy that you can do. And it's a good way to test if the student is pronouncing the word correctly. Okay, here we go. Aspiration. Okay. You're going to need a tissue. You're going to blow your nose. Oh, no, you're not going to blow your nose. Okay, you're going to take your tissue, right? And some of our sounds in English create a puff of air, okay? Like these words, okay? Pin, tall, can, all right? So try out those words. And if someone can just type them in for me. It was pin, tall, can. All right. Pin, tall. So I want to see, do any of you have a tissue around? Can you grab a tissue?
I do.
All right. Who's I do?
Kenya.
Kenya. Kenya. Is that my Kenya?
I don't think so.
Okay, different Kenya. Kenya, show us. Can you say the word pin and tall and make this move for us?
Pin.
I don't see you. I don't know. Hopefully someone else sees you. Are other people seeing her? Okay. Perfect. Pin. Pin. Oh, there you are, Kenya. Very nice. Perfect. Okay, Esther Perez. Okay. Can you do tall and make this move? Tall. Tall.
Okay. Tall.
Okay.
Tall. Tall. Like this. I need to grab it like this or what? Okay.
Kind of like this, like loose, and then have some space for air. Okay. Tall.
Maybe this
Try
is
again.
good.
Maybe that's heavy.
Okay, yes. Okay. Tall. This is like a big one. I don't know. Maybe that's why it doesn't move like yours. Okay.
Yeah, tissues are perfect for this. How about Melvin? You have a tissue there? Thanks, Esther. Melvin Mota, you have a tissue?
I have a pencil paper. I can do it this one.
Okay, let's see. Can you do it with pin? Pen. Okay, good. I see your paper moving. Nice. Okay. Now some words, so we said pin, right? And this word, pin, has aspiration. So you send out that puff of air, pin. But if I change the word a little bit and I put this S in front. What happens now? Pin, spin, spin, spin. Okay, it does not aspirate anymore. So
Spin.
there are some voiced or aspirated and unaspirated. Also, when that happens at the end of a word, so if I say the word set up, it doesn't aspirate. When that sound is at the end of the word, there won't be aspiration. Okay, so that's another thing you can do is use your tissue, and you can use the sentence that is on my picture here. The computer crashed twice. The computer crashed twice. All right, and really get that tissue moving. But you need a tissue, not a big, thick paper towel, because that won't work too well. Okay, so bring tissues in and let students practice with the aspiration. Okay, mouth position. Mouth position is extremely important. You cannot pronounce the word without the mouth in the right position. So a really good thing to also have, you're going to have your tissues and you're going to have a mirror, okay? A mirror. With a mirror, you can look to see your mouth position, okay? So you can see yourself on Zoom also. You can look at yourself on Zoom, get close, really close. Maybe I have something in my tooth, so that's not going to be good. But yeah, you're going to get close, all right, and take a look. So there's so many diagrams online of positioning of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, okay? So you can see in this picture, A is wide, A. I need to see you guys doing this. Come on, I can't be the only one. Put your little face up close so you can see yourself. Does your mouth look like that? If it looks like that, it's not going to make an A sound. A, okay. And then the L, you see the tongue coming up. L, okay. O, F. Okay, so those are really good activities to do with students, especially when you're thinking about B and V, okay, which is always a challenging one for Spanish speakers because you have that as the same sound in Spanish. So let's take a look. I'm going to say a word and you're going to write in the chat, is it B or V? Exactly, Arelis. It's not about being a native speaker. It's just being comprehensible, right? Okay, so here's my word. Berry. Berry. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to say very. Very. What word am I doing? Excellent. Okay. Awesome. How about boat? Boat. Nice. And vote. Vote. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So another thing that you can do, there's a few things you can do. You can do it in the classroom or you can do it on Zoom. I'm going to mute myself, okay? Excellent, okay? So taking away the sound, and when I do that in the classroom, I just don't make a sound. I just say, and students have to decide which one it is, and they're paying attention to the mouth. Then I would hand it to a student. Now I would call a student to do it. and that can become a little more challenging. I'm gonna call on Marlene Reyes, okay?
Yes, I'm here.
Because I see you right here, lady. Okay. So Marlene, I am going to go to the chat, all right? I'm going to find your name. Okay. Marlene Reyes. Okay, I'm going to private chat you a word, okay? And I want you to do the word on mute. Don't turn off, stay on mute, okay? Here's your word. Let's watch Marlene. What word is she saying? And we're going to write it in the chat. You okay, Marlene?
Yes, but I didn't get your word.
Okay, I sent it to you as a direct message.
Okay, let me check.
Okay, I just sent it again. It should be in your chat. Okay, good. Stay on mute. Let's watch her. Don't go on mute. Okay, good. Go for it. So we're looking at her mouth and we're talking penguin, Mary, very, very well, beauty, very, very, very. Okay, Marlene, now come off the mute.
Okay, I'm here.
All right, and now say the word so we can hear you and look at your mouth. Go ahead.
Okay, the word was very, very, like this. I'm gonna write it down.
No, don't write it. Don't write it. Say it again.
Very,
great.
very.
Okay. Okay, so some people are saying
it wasn't very. It was very.
Some people are saying very.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look at her lips. Look at her lips.
Very. Yeah, very.
Very beautiful. Okay, awesome.
It was funny.
You did a really good job. See, it's really brings attention to the mouth. Let's see, Josiah, you want to try one?
Yes, of
for
course.
us? I've just got to find your name. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just look for your name here in the chat because there's a lot of people. So I'm scrolling down, try to find your name so I can send you a private chat. Here you are. Okay, incarnation. All right, so here's your word. All right. Okay, Josiah. So she's staying on mute. No sound. We're just looking at Josiah's mouth. And just wave at us so we know we can all see you in your screen. Okay, so we see Josiah. Okay, go ahead, Josiah. What do you think? Nine. Voice, vote, focus, voice. Okay. It's awesome. Okay, it's okay if you can't see her. So now, Josiah, come off the mute and do it again with the sound now so we can hear you.
Vote. It was vote.
Okay, vote, vote. Okay, awesome, excellent job. So we were able to figure it out. It was interesting. A couple of people put voice, and when I was watching it, I was thinking about the length of the O. We're going to get to vowel length too, because that's another one that can tell you also when words are quite similar. Okay, we're going to continue. And those of you who have your hands up, keep your hands up because we have another opportunity to do something. So these are actually very simple activities. If you're on Zoom with your students, it's very easy. They see their own face. If you are in the classroom, I have a whole bunch of little mirrors and I give out the mirrors to my students. And of course, they look at their makeup and stuff. So a good chance for them to really focus on without being embarrassed because everyone's doing it at the same time. Okay, so when you're thinking about sounds that especially are quite similar, these are great activities to do so that students have to really look at the mouth position, because the P and the T are the same on every word, but in between the words are very different. You can also do things where you only hear. So I'm going to say a word from this list, put the number, yeah, the cell phone's too good. Put the number that you think is for the word that I'm saying, okay? But I'm going to cover my mouth. I'm going to cover my mouth, okay? Pot. Pot. Okay, so we see a good range of answers. Now, what's great about these activities is you can tell right away who needs extra help with the pronunciation, okay, and who pretty much is hearing the word. So that word I said was pot, and now I'll show you without sound. Okay. So I might do it not showing my mouth. I really have to listen, using the mouth position, but no sound, and then putting it together, pot, pot. And so that's going to be number 5, pot. Okay. All right, good. Let's try it again. Let's try another one. I'm going to do this one. Pete. Pete. Nice, excellent. Now, some people put number 1, which is very, very common for Spanish speakers. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Number 1 is pit, pit. Number 9 is Pete, Pete. So you see that different sound there of the E and the I. That's always tricky. Okay, nice. I'm going to call him Ronnie, Ronnie Rosario. Now, Ronnie, you good? You with me? Okay, you can unmute.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm with
perfect.
you.
Thank you. Okay, Ronnie, don't tell us. You choose one of these words, whatever you want, and we have to guess which one you are saying. Okay, go for it.
Do you want me to mute?
You can just say it.
Okay.
You don't have to mute. You can just say it this time, and we're going to try to guess. Which one is Ronnie saying?
Okay. Okay.
All right, go for it.
Pert. Pert. Pert.
Nice. Ooh. Awesome job. Look at that. Beautiful. So
everybody guess.
Everybody knows because you pronounced it exactly what we wanted to hear, and we knew that was the word. Pert. Do you notice, Ronnie, that number 3 and number 8 can be very similar? Part and pert, but you made that sound. Okay. Berenice, you want to try one? Pick a word, Berenice.
Yes.
How are you? Choose one, any you want. We're going to guess which one it is.
Okay. Port. Port.
Which one is it? Oh, awesome. Yeah, double zeros. Okay. You said port. Was that right, Berenice? 0?
Yes, yes.
Port.
0.
Port. And you see that's very similar to number 8. Port
yes, of course.
And part. Part. Okay. So these are, I'm sure you've probably talked about minimal pairs. Minimal pairs are 2 words that just one thing is different in the sound. And you can just make kind of a list of them and turn it into a game and let the students try to do it. And it can be very good feedback, because let's say that Berenice is saying port, but everyone is putting number 8. The students are like, I hear part. So it helps you as a speaker realize I have to change something because my listeners are not getting what I want to say. Okay, so we're going to continue, but keep your hands up if you want. We'll have more of activities. Okay, pronoun 6. You mean word number 6, Aracelis? Okay. Where is Aracelis Esteves? Do you want to unmute?
I'm here.
Hi, Aracelis. Do you want to
Hi.
try to read all of these for us and I'll help you out?
Okay.
Start with 0.
Okay. Port, pit, pat,
Good.
pear, pet, pot. I don't know number 6.
Okay. Number 6 is putt. It's like up. Putt. It's in golf. When you golf, you putt. You hit the ball just a little bit. Putt. Putt. Okay.
Putt. Put, earth, and pit. Pit.
These are hard, right? Yeah, we got the schwa sound. So port, pit, pat, pert, pet, pot, put, put, part, Pete. And I'll be mentioning this. In Spanish, you have about 5 vowel sounds, and in English, we have about 15, which is why it's very challenging and why pronunciation relates to the listening and the reading, because you need to understand the context. If I know that I'm talking about, let's say, a boat, a ship, it's coming into the port, then I know it's probably port that we're talking about. If the boat is going to depart from the port, I can make sense of the word because I know what it looks like as well. Okay. Vowel length. So speaking of vowels, so I talked about the tissue and I talked about the mirror. The other thing, very expensive tool, is a rubber band. I don't know if you can see this. A rubber band, right? Rubber band. So what I do with the rubber band is you can demonstrate vowel length. Okay. Oh, Wendy has one. Okay, girl, don't hurt yourself. Now, we have a short sound like bit, then it's a little longer. Beat, bid, bead, and that would be the longest one. Okay. So I can practice, and students can practice those vowel sounds using, let's say, a rubber band. That can be a one. A real one that's challenging. So let's see, Junaudi Romero. I see your hand up. Okay. So, Junaudi, unmute for a second. Okay. And I'm going to put a word, I'm going to put a number in the chat, 2 numbers, okay? Oops. And I want you to tell me, Junaudi, which one has the long sound? Which one is a shorter sound? How do you say those words in the chat, Junaudi?
Okay. 50.
Huh?
15.
Very nice.
15.
See? 15.
15.
15.
Excellent. Okay. So those are kinds of ways that you can practice and starting to hear that little bit of length. Not to make it too complicated, but when we were talking about voiced and voiceless, when the word ends with a voiced sound, it's going to be a long vowel. Bead, bead, and bit, 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 bit. T is voiceless, and then therefore it's going to be a short vowel sound. So those voiced ending sounds like bead are going to create a lengthened vowel. Okay, so let's try a couple of those. Let's see, someone who wants to, I can call on a few people to try this. Pedro something. Your hand is up. Do you want to unmute Pedro Santana? Okay, unmute Pedro. Just, can you turn on your microphone, Pedro?
Yes, I am
Yes,
here.
sorry. Okay,
Yes.
good. Can you say those 2 words that I put in the chat? I'm going to put them again in case you didn't see them. Okay.
What? Repeat, please.
Okay, in the chat, I put in 2 words. Can you say those 2 words for us? And I'm going to do the vowel part for you with my rubber band.
Okay. There is knee long, knee short.
Okay.
Knee.
So do this word, these 2 words. I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Neat and neat.
Excellent. Excellent. So
Neat and
need.
Yes.
Need is going to be long because that's that voice sound at the end. Need and neat.
Neat.
Neat. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I sound silly. I sound funny. Yeah. I'm exagerado, but you're not, because it helps us understand the word. So I need your help. Need and neat. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Pedro. Okay, Richard Ramirez, okay. I'm going to give you 2, okay. All right? Okay. All right, Richard Ramirez, if you can unmute, those are your words.
Yes.
Can you say those 2 words? One is short and one is long.
Save and save.
Okay, safe and save. Safe and save. Okay, so Raphael's asking about neat and need. Do not have the same length. They have the same sound, like you said, the E sound, but it's, your room is very neat. This apartment is so neat. Your car is super neat. But I need you to do something for me. I need you to go to the grocery store a bit longer. And perfect, Richard. Safe and save. Safe and save. The v is voiced, and so it's going to produce a longer vowel sound. Okay. I'm going to do one more. Let's see. Yesenia Rodriguez, you want to try this one, this pair? I'm going to put in. Okay, go for it, Yesenia.
Head and head.
Excellent.
Head is the short one and head is the longer one.
Nice. Hit and hid. Hit and hid. Okay, awesome. So you got it. Beautiful. So those are really, you don't need any materials. You just need like a rubber band, some tissues, and it's just about planning it. Yeah, sit and seat. Excellent. Great example. All right. All right, intonation. In some languages, there are a lot of different tones, but in English, we really just have rising and falling, those 2 tones. But there's a lot of ways that we show meaning. We show meaning through intonation, okay? Obviously, if I'm asking a question and I end on the up, you know that I'm listening for some kind of answer as opposed to falling. But within sentences, we emphasize things in different ways and they convey different meaning. So let's look at these sentences. See if you can say them just to yourself, don't unmute, but in your own apartment, in your own house. Think about saying the sentences with different emphasis and how it creates different meaning. So sentence 1, Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Who's going to cycle? Jack. Number 2, Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. You know, will he or won't he? Yes, he will. Number 3, Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Okay, how is he going to get there? He's going to cycle, etc. Right? Okay, how about number 5? Rosa Serrata. Rosa, do you want to unmute? Can you try number 5 and put the emphasis there?
Yes, teacher. Thanks for the opportunity. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Okay, so try it again and keep everything low until you hit restaurant.
And number 5, teacher, again.
Yes, please.
Okay, Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Nice. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. To the restaurant tonight. So where is he going? He's going to the restaurant tonight. Okay, try one more time, Rosa.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Excellent. Okay, you got it. And then how about number 6? Lorena Beltre, you want to try number 6?
Hi.
Hi.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Tonight. Oh, when? It's tonight.
When is he going? Yes.
Yes. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Perfect, Lorena. And so you see where intonation really creates meaning. And sometimes when we have intonation on a word that we're not looking for, we're actually confused with meaning because of that. So there's a few ways that you can work with your students with intonation. You can do something like humming, like try to guess which sentence I'm saying. Try to guess which one. Nice. I'm going to try another one. Listen again. Try
Number 3, teacher.
Listen again. Let me try it again.
Number 5.
Yeah, good. So you can do a kazoo, you can do humming. Okay, another way you can do is you pause. You add a pause. So we do that a lot when we speak. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Okay, so it places the emphasis because I've paused. I could also slow the word. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. He will. So that also creates that intonation or those emphasis. And all the words that are not important, I just link them and I de-emphasize them. So if I'm doing number 6, Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. So that gives that emphasis also as I minimize emphasis on the other words. So you can have a lot of fun with playing with intonation, having students try to say the sentence, we try to guess. Let's try a couple of them. Let's see, how about Denny, Francisco? Are you good, Denny? You can unmute.
Sorry, I
No
was
problem,
having
Denny.
some trouble with the microphone.
No, it's fine. And my internet is a little slow, so I don't know if people are frozen or not. Okay, Denny, you choose one of these sentences, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, read it to us, and we're going to guess which one you are saying. Okay? Don't tell us, just pick one, and we're going to guess.
Okay, I pick one and I mute.
No, say it out loud, and we're going to listen for your emphasis.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Nice. Okay, do it one more time.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Okay. And so then students can decide what question did that answer? And that would be a how question. How will Jack go to the restaurant tonight? How will he? What transportation will he take? He will cycle to the restaurant tonight, right? So you can do all kinds of different activities off of that. Tirsa Munoz. Hello, Tirsa.
Hi, it's
Hello.
a pleasure. I am new in the class tonight.
Oh, good. Well, welcome. Tirsa, pick one of these. Don't do number 3. Do a different one. And we're going to guess which one it is.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
One more time.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Okay, so some people are saying 1 and some people are saying 6. What do you think, Tirsa?
6.
You want to do it again? Was it 6?
Yes.
See, I heard number 2. I thought it was 2. Jack will cycle. Do number 6 one more time, Tirsa.
Okay. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Try 6 one more time.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
It's hard, right? And you know what? Everybody starts to laugh and the students say, no, is this, is that, but it puts attention to the pronunciation and it's okay. If you don't have the stress exactly how I hear it, still you're practicing and you're speaking. So Jack, we want to keep that part low. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight. Jack will cycle tonight. When? Tonight. So that can be practice. Awesome. Okay. Okay, Sandra Aristi Rondon.
Okay.
Hi, Sandra.
Okay, hi, teacher.
Hello. Hi, teacher, to you. Tell us, read one of those and we're going to guess, okay? And the last one.
Okay, last one. Okay.
No, anyone. Do any of them.
Okay, number 1 or number 6?
Don't tell us. Just do one.
Okay.
Anyone you want.
Okay. Number 6. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Oh, okay. I need you to do it again because my internet, I didn't quite hear it. Do it one more time.
Okay. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Okay. I heard number 2 in that one.
Okay.
I think. Was that number 2?
Okay. Jack.
Was that number 2? Did you do number 2?
Okay. Yes, teacher. Okay.
Jack will cycle. That was 2. Okay, good. We got it right then.
Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Okay. Again. Okay. Jack will cycle to the restaurant tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent. So he will cycle to the restaurant tonight, number 2. Okay, I'm going to stop here so we can keep going. I know a lot of people want to
teacher.
Thank you. And all of you who have your hand up, please, in a few minutes, we'll be in breakout room with your teacher and everyone will have a lot more time to practice if you'd like to practice a little more. And I saw an interesting comment from Maximo Pena in the chat. Absolutely. It depends on the context, how you're going to place emphasis. And it's going to depend on that context in terms of the meaning you're trying to create. Okay. Another really important aspect of pronunciation is talking about linking. Linking is huge in American English, and it can be very confusing to figure out what the individual words are because of the linking. So we could do things like these little poems or limericks. There was an old man called Greg, and you can try to say this at home while I'm saying it. There was an old man called Greg who tried to break open an egg. He kicked it around, but fell on the ground and found that he'd broken a leg. So you see where there are some sounds that kind of disappear. You see where it's yellow there, tried to. When you have those hard sounds at the end and the beginning, you're not going to really hear tried to. It's going to be blended. Who tried to break open an egg. Okay, so it can be helpful to learners to just start to build up to be able to link words and phrases. So in the chat, I'm going to put a statement, okay? Try to just say that linked. So you're not going to say go away. You're going to say go away, go away, go away. Go away, teacher, I'm tired. Go away, go away. Okay. Now I'm going to add another word to it. Okay. Amy, go away. Amy, go away. Amy, go away. Amy, go away. Now I'm going to add one more word. Will Amy go away? Will Amy go away? Will Amy go away? Okay, so a helpful way to help students build up linking is just start with two words that link. Go away, Amy, go away. Will Amy go away? And they can start to get that sense of words connecting and those sounds. Now, one of the things that's also important is knowing when not to link because of punctuation. And that kind of relates to intonation as well. So this is, I'm sure, maybe you've seen this, this is pretty funny. Okay, so let's see. What's the difference between these two sentences? Okay, Mariela Paulino. I'm gonna call on you, Mariela. You look awake, so I'm gonna call on you. So if you want to unmute, Mariela, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, good. So can you read the sentence at the top and then the sentence on the bottom that has the comma?
Sorry, need I to read?
Can you read those two sentences? Yeah, read those out loud for us.
Okay. Let's sit, Grandma. Let's sit, Grandma. Punctuation says.
Okay, so Grandma sounded like she got eaten both times. So try it again. The first one at the top, read that one.
Let's sit, Grandma.
Okay, and
Let's
how
sit,
about the
Grandma.
second one?
Okay, let's sit.
Oh, very nice. Okay, salvaste a la abuela. Very good. Okay, so we have let's eat Grandma. Okay, we don't really want to eat Grandma. All right, let's eat Grandma. So that can be another type of pronunciation activity that relates to writing, relates to reading, helps with comprehension, right? Okay, let's take a look here at syllables, okay? And we're almost getting there. Okay, so we know what syllables are, and we know that how we stress a syllable gives sometimes a different meaning when it's a noun or a verb form. So when we have a word like present in English that can be a verb or a noun, when the emphasis is on the first syllable, we know it's a noun, and the second, we know it's a verb. So present and present. We'd like to present you with a present. So helping students recognize some of those general rules. Words that have similar stress pattern, like beautiful, beautiful, telephone, Florida. So what stress pattern are we seeing, right? So we can do things like we talked about before, like with clapping. It can be loud, soft, soft, beautiful, telephone, Florida. Okay, and we can have students come up with other words that fit the pattern. Okay, we can do things where we have students write the word, let's say in the chat, with a capital on where the emphasis is. So for example, Florida. Okay, Florida, right? Florida. So I can do it through writing in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to say a word. I want to see if you can put it in the chat using capital letters, mayúsculos, to show me the stress. Okay, information, 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 information. Santiago Hernandez. Very nice. Information. Okay, how about this one? American. American. Which includes all of us. We are all Americans. American. Very nice. Okay. How about this one? Lovely. You look lovely tonight. How do you put the emphasis there? Lovely. So there's some tricky ones, right? So some words like lovely look like they are 3 syllables, but really pronounce as 2. Okay, so you can practice with those words and do these kinds of games where students say the word or you do it. And you can also do things where you mark it or you color or you circle it, etc. As students develop the hearing and they can mark, they can also start to be able to say it in practice. Beautiful. Okay, last area is really taking advantage of the fact that you're a Spanish speaker and you're teaching Spanish speakers. So you can use your knowledge of where your students are going to probably need additional support. So when we learn a new language and it has sounds that we don't have in our native language, we use our native language in that situation, or vice versa. So one of the things that happens is thinking about very common targeted sounds. So not necessarily spending your time on all the pronunciation that you can, but what pronunciation is going to be really important for a Spanish speaking student. Okay. So there are more, but I think these are the 6 really important challenges for Spanish speakers, just because of the way Spanish is constructed differently than English. So it's something that you don't have in Spanish, so it's hard to do it then in English. So the first one, we end words in English in what we call consonant clusters. Maybe somebody can type that in the chat, consonant cluster. So those are words like strength or texts, okay? Those are words that have a few consonants strung together. It's called a consonant cluster, okay? And because Spanish doesn't do that, Spanish would put a vowel in somewhere, it becomes difficult to pronounce those words. So we get things like, instead of saying this word, mind, we will hear words like mine without the D sound. Or instead of the word test, a Spanish speaker might say tes and not pronounce through to the end of the word, okay? A word like worked, which sounds like nice. Worked, might be pronounced just like this, work. Okay, so dropping final sounds is a big challenge to be aware of. Okay, number 2 is using M instead of N at the end of a word. M, of course, exists in Spanish, but never at the end of a word. So this is where this can be a bit difficult to pronounce. So a word like some will sound like sun. Okay. A word like ham, cream, will sound like cream. Okay. So this might be familiar to you, right? Because you recognize that these are probably kind of things that will happen. So think too about words that end in M that a Spanish speaker might pronounce with an N sound. Okay. Number 3. The third one is that Y and the J, and that goes back to that yellow. Okay, because of that sound in the word yes, might get pronounced like this. Let's see if this will let me type this. Okay, Jess, right? So thinking about the other way too, a word that starts with J might get pronounced with a Y. Okay, so that's another one to kind of think about. Number 4, we talked about how there's like 15 or 16 vowel sounds in English, but 5 in Spanish. So you have some real challenges with words that have different sound in English, but a Spanish speaker might pronounce them the same. So pronouncing both of these like sheep, even though it's sheep and ship. Okay. And you have to be careful when you're doing the sheets, because that's going to sound like, okay, so you got to be careful, right? It matters. Okay. We had this the other day, food and foot might sound the same. Yeah, good old beach. And that other word. Okay, so we want to be aware that those vowel sounds are probably going to be something to work on. We know about the V and the B, again, because when you learn Spanish, you're taught and a B is a V and a V is a B. That just say everything B. But when you're learning English, you have to separate them. You have that B and the V sound. We practiced those before. Okay. We also have the last one is very common as well, as adding that E in the front of words. So let's say the word is this. Again, the consonant cluster, Spanish would have a vowel there, but we don't. So starting the word street, a lot of times will sound like this, estreet, estreet, or a word like strange sounds like estrange. So targeting, instead of trying to teach all the rules, think about the kinds of pronunciation challenges particular to a Spanish speaker, right? And focus in on those 6. Those can really help a lot in pronunciation. Okay, so I posted just a few. There's so many resources online to play with for teaching pronunciation. I just put a few. Maybe you know Rachel's English. I don't know if any of you have followed Rachel's English. I would love to know. You can tell me in the chat. She has wonderful videos, very clear, and you can use a lot of those. And she gives close-ups, and she really explains how to pronounce, and also does intonation, working with vowel sounds, etc. Okay, so yes, of course, we all know Rachel's English. All right, and here's a couple more sites as well. Okay, so what's going to happen now is in a moment, we're going to be going to our breakout rooms, rooms 1 through 7. Remember, it's okay if it's not the room of your Padlet group. It's just a place to chat, to talk tonight, and that's totally fine. What you're going to be doing is you can always go to our home Padlet, and you'll see that there is a template for your next activity. You're actually now going to try to write a quick game or activity that focuses on listening or pronunciation, or both. And what you can do is when you go to the Padlet, you click, and then you can click download. And when you download, you're going to get the Word document so that you can open it up and fill it out. So I'll show you what that looks like. It looks almost the same as activity 1. You're going to put your name, where you teach English, the grade of your students, the level, give your activity a title, and just tell us what steps do you take to do this. So let's say Rosa Javier is making this activity. She's remembering it's for everybody else. So she's going to explain, step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this. Step 3, maybe there's a link or materials that you need. Any other remarks or suggestions for this activity? Remember, you're trying to explore some of the new ideas we've been working with, or an idea that you've had that you really want to share in the work. So what's going to happen is you'll go to your group. Let's say you're in group 2. You'll see it says activity 2. What you do is you click the plus sign, you put in your name in the title, and then you can attach the document that you filled out. Okay, so in our breakout rooms, we are going to I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to have a chance to ask questions. Maybe you have some ideas already for your activity, and then next Monday, you're going to want to post that activity, and Professor Valdez will be online with you next Monday to go over everything and maybe help you out if you're not too sure what's going on with all that. So I want to thank everybody for all your time. I know you all had like hard, busy weeks, and I'm going to send you to the breakout room. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. If you cannot join the breakout room and you have a question, you can stay here and ask it. Otherwise, please go to the breakout room. Stay as long as you would like. Around like 7:35, 7:40, we're probably going to end the meeting. I will send a message to the breakout room so you'll know that's about to happen. And I am so impressed with all of you. I know you're tired, you're stressed, you're busy, and you did so much great work. I hope you got some little idea, or maybe just an activity like you forgot about that you're like, oh, I remember that. That's a good idea. And I just thank you so much for your patience, for your hard work. You know, I get crazy with the mute and unmute. So thank you for being nice with me about that. I respect all of you so much, your time, and I hope that you enjoy being with your teachers now. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you next week. And please join your breakout room now. Teachers, I may have to move you around. So if you are not, or if you need to be put in a room, can you use our WhatsApp and tell me what room you are, because I don't have that document open. Okay, here we go. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.